coat factory.
I didn't even know they still had Burlington Coat Factories open.
Yeah, they got low ass ceilings in there. I don't know why. Like I always like feel like claustrophobic.
Well, I mean, I feel claustrophobic in there because there's so much stuff going on. There's like
And there's no organization.
Yeah, I was say Helen Keller went in there and organized that place.
No, I don't think she would.
I mean, that's how it looked. But I mean, she wouldn't know how it looks anyways.
You know what Helen Keller's favorite color is?
What's her favorite color?
Velcro.
Is that rain?
Maybe. It was raining earlier.
Huh. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, her favorite color is Velcro.
What? That don't even make sense.
She does.
How?
Because she's blind.
But how does Velcro?
Because she can feel it. Speaking of disabled people.
Wow. That's where we're going with this. Okay.
Nah. I'm starting to think I'm autistic.
I can see that.
I think I might be autistic.
Yeah, I can see you've been on the spectrum.
Right. Which is...
I mean, you have to look.
What? I hate it here. We might have to film tomorrow. We might have to just run this back.
Oh my god.
You have the look.
My bad.
You good?
I'm done.
You back? You with me?
My bad. Go ahead.
So I'm on a damn...
Yeah, because your eyes. My bad. Go.
What you want to talk about, man?
Bro,
what's on your mind, bro?
My bad, dude. When you brought up the autism thing, like I was like, I can see that. I mean, you're pretty smart in certain areas, and then you got the look. It's like a little. It's like the eyes that do it for me. it's I won't put them on the spectrum as like a catfish, but it's just something not right about it.
About my eyes?
I mean, about just her whole face. But go ahead, my bad, dude. I'm sorry. I was wrong for that.
You want? I mean, we could go down that road.
No,
we can go down that road. We want.
Oh my goodness, I'm crazy.
Nah, so you know I don't have any success with this dating app shit.
Right.
No success. I'm not. So I matched with this chick. It was and I was fucking with her heavy because like she was like quick and direct.
Mm-hmm.
So like her little thing said, the key to my heart is grilled cheeses and tacos or something like that. So I responded. I was like, hey, I make the perfect grilled cheese. And she was like, prove it. And I said, bet. When can I take you out? She said, whenever. And I'm like, well, this is going quick and easy. Like, finally.
Right.
I was like, all right, bet. I was like, well, then here's my number. Shoot me a text. We'll set something up. And then she deleted me. And I never heard from her since. And I'm like, what the fuck did I... Like, what am I missing? And meanwhile, I look around and I see people having all sorts of success with it. And I just think there's something... Like, you ever been in a room where everybody gets something and, like, you just don't get it? Like, there's something you're missing? That's what it feels like, me being on this dating app thing. Like, because I feel like it's just something that's a normal thing that... there's, like, a normal part of it that I just don't get.
Yeah, I mean, that scenario that you just told me, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to respond to that.
Fucking cunt.
But I mean, wow. Okay, so that's where we're going with this. But the whole dating app, I mean, that stuff is just kind of weird to me, anyways.
Just give it the times, man. Well, I mean, you don't, but
no. But like you, but I mean, you're one of those people that you do better in person, like because it's for you. Part of loving Bruce is loving your energy that you bring. You can't really feel that energy through text.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the whole package. It's like the aura, the energy, the just everything. So I don't think, I mean, dating's app is a good thing for you anyways.
Well, no, it's not. Hasn't been.
And I mean, when you put on there that you're, how old are you?
31.
31. I mean, they like, no, this dude's lying. He's definitely 51. So.
Okay. All right. So you just going in all day today, huh? Damn.
Hey,
I see your hairline's not the only thing crooked around here. This motherfucker comes in here wearing these Payless flip flops.
Hey, hold on. They can't see
with
my flip-flops,
with the
so-
corns.
Bro,
Look, man,
stop.
the bunions. Why'd you bring the bunions to the set today, man?
Bro, because they only see from the knee up. All right?
You didn't set up the camera.
But I know you didn't put my feet in because you don't like feet.
Okay, I can't see him from here. And I don't watch the episodes. I just listen to them.
If you got my feet in this episode, bro, you ain't shit.
That's what you get for bringing them.
Is once again trying to keep me down, man. Trying to hold me back.
Hey, I'm just showing you. It's what you show the people that.
No, it's what you show the people. You show the people that you can be 51 and still have a podcast. And be on the spectrum. Hey, we got never mind. Bro, I love you so much, bro. You my dog. But yeah, I think you should give that dating app shit up, dude.
Yeah, but
you already meet a lot of nice girls at the strip club. Why do you need Why do you need a dating app, bro? I just had a boy that he just came back from Ukraine, and he told me about his experiences in Ukraine, and he said for $20 he had everything and anything that he ever wanted. He said he had encounters in public, $20. He said he had encounters on a regular basis, $20. He was like, so I think you should just stick with that route, but in an American way where you don't pay them, you just meet them, greet them, and
beat them.
Oh wow, no, hey no,
no, not beat like beat.
Oh okay,
never mind.
Beat them cheeks.
Make mac and cheese.
Chick-fil-A mac and cheese. You ever got Chick-fil-A mac and cheese in the cup?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's your scene, bro. You
mac and Chick-fil-A?
No.
Chick-fil-A's my scene.
The strip club, man. When you go, you just minding your business. You talking to.
Ain't no girls at the strip club.
What?
Like aside from the strippers and the bartenders.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's not who I'm not talking to them.
Why not?
That's not my thing.
What's wrong with a chick?
There's nothing wrong.
Okay.
It's not my thing.
You don't want a girl that's on her entrepreneurial.
That has nothing to do with that. I love ambitious women.
So why when you talk to a stripper?
Oh, because I'm insecure. Don't come home and honeying me after you just been rubbing up against some dude's boner for the last 6 hours. I don't want to hear it. Look, there's nothing wrong with them. Like, I respect the hustle. It's dope. Do your thing, chicken wing. No, that's not my thing.
But I mean, you don't have to date them. You can just sleep with them.
Bro, I've had like. That's not like my goal. My goal,
you want to settle down.
Yeah, I want a family. I'm trying to nut in somebody's daughter, and have my little spawn come out 9 months later.
Wow.
I want like 7 kids.
7.
I'm flexible on the number.
So my boy that I was with today, he has 2 kids, and mind you, his wife was there, and I was like, "Yo, when y'all gonna have another one? My daughter needs someone to play with." He's like, "Nah, dude, that's extra child support." And then at first I was about to like judge him, but I was like, "Oh, bro, you're thinking long term." You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel you. Like,
if you're thinking long term, you should have never got with her.
No, because I mean, it's still a possibility that she could find somebody better. Because I mean, I know how I am. I'm not the best out there. There's definitely better than me, but for whatever reason, people like to hang around me. I don't know why. I didn't figure it out yet. But I know if I wasn't me, I wouldn't really too much care to deal with me on a regular basis. I'm a lot to deal with. I like what I like, and I don't what I don't. That's annoying. So it's like, yeah, like at some point she could get tired of him, and now he got to pay child support on 3-4 kids. So I feel like if you can commit to it, I feel like you gotta have at least 10 because 10 you don't have to pay child support.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about child support.
Why not?
Cause
Bro, you're successful in the military. She getting half of that, big fella. That retirement that you worked so hard for.
Yeah, that's like. But you're talking. You're having a conversation about failure.
No, that's not a failure.
It is a failure.
No, it depends, bro. Depends on who you ask. Divorce is the best thing you could ever do.
Right, so that means the relationship was a failure.
No, it wasn't. It was a learning experience.
Okay, and failures are learning experience.
Yes.
No, like if I get with a woman,
it depends on how you look at it.
No. If I get with a woman, it's forever. Like that's what I'm here for.
Okay, time out.
That's what I'm here for.
I got the perfect one. You know what I'm talking about. Whom we must not name. I mean, just by your face that you just made, I mean, I rest my case. I think it just depends on how you look at it, whether you want to look at it optimistic or pessimistic way.
I think that's why so many relationships fail nowadays because
it's not a failure. It depends on how you look at it. I think everything is a learning curve. Me personally, if I had kids with someone, then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta figure this thing out.
To me, it's a failure because if I get with you, if we're together, if we're a unit, there's I've chosen you, you've chosen me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking anywhere else. Now we're gonna, chase these goals together.
Right.
So it's a forever commitment for me. That's what it is for me.
I also agree.
So when I get with somebody, it needs to be someone that has that same mindset. And then if two people with the forever mindset get together and can't figure shit out, they can't figure out how to have a successful relationship where they can communicate, compromise, all that shit, and they have to break up, that's a failure. It's a learning experience. Yes, getting out of a toxic relationship is a good thing. But it's still not a win. So anything that's not forever is a loss.
For me, that's a very pessimistic way of looking at it. I get why you see that.
I think looking at a relationship and immediately before you even get in a relationship, thinking about what happens when it fails, that's pessimistic.
Right.
I don't get into this because I think it's going to fail.
But I feel like it would be very naive to look at both sides of the spectrum of what if everything's go right, but what if things go wrong too. I feel like that's very naive to not think of the possibilities. Like whether you want things. Hold on, hear me out. It's not that you want things to go wrong, but it's like in the event that things do go wrong, these are my options. And to fail to recognize that, I think that's being very naive. That's just me. So I think of every scenario, whether good or bad, but I base my decisions off of things going good, not things going bad.
Yeah,
but I
would never deny the possibility of failure. No matter what you do, unless you're mentally ill, you know that there's risk of failure. There's risk of things not going your way. That's with anything. Right. So I don't. But the amount of energy of just recognizing that is all I need. I don't need to think about, because then I'm putting in my mind, I'm making room. I'm making space in my mind for that conversation with myself. How much child support am I going to? Yeah. Right. Which I don't want any space in my head for that.
It sends you down like a dark hole.
And I think that's why so many relationships fail these days is because people don't have a commitment to permanence anymore. It's the whole
everything's seasonal.
Yeah, it's the whole the light bulb goes bad, buy a new houseman mentality, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of changing the light bulb. People are too scared to bring up things that bother them because they don't want to upset the other person. Mm-hmm. Bunch of tension builds, then they realize they can just leave, which they can. There's people that should be divorced, that should not be together, right? Absolutely. But there's a lot of shit that just fails because no one wants to put into work.
Granted, these points don't only apply to marriage; it applies to friendships and everything. Because I think a lot of people out there that are in toxic friendships as well.
Yeah.
I think there are people that are out there that have friends that are constantly pulling them to do stuff that they don't want to do, are constantly pulling them in a direction in which they don't envision for themselves, but they're doing it because they just want to make that person happy, or because they have a long history with that person, or they don't necessarily understand their own values, so they're seeking to other people for validation. So a combination of things, but yeah, and these rules don't just apply to people in intimate relationships.
No, absolutely. But there's something about friendships that there's no real commitment to permanence. Like friendships, it's like it kind of is unspoken that this thing rides until it doesn't ride no more. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so
like
I have a hard time.
People fall out and stuff, yeah, but like relationships, like you have a commitment. It's like a formal, informal, unspoken agreement. You don't have that with friendships. It's like you vibe, cool, and then you just get closer and closer and closer, and everything's cool. But sometimes, because I think of people that I used to be real good friends with that I never talked to. Nothing bad happened. Like, I don't have no issue with them. We just grew in different directions.
But on another tip with that, I don't understand why there's such a difference between a friendship and an intimate relationship. Like, why is it that you can get in a disagreement with your friend and then 10 seconds or a couple minutes later be over that? But if you get in a argument or disagreement with your intimate partner, then shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit done hit the fan. Like, now that person doesn't love you. You know what I'm saying? Why isn't that same energy of easy forgiveness or the benefit of doubt not given in an intimate relationship? Like that part irks me.
I don't think that's the case. I think when it's with, I mean, I recognize the difference that you're talking about.
Do you think that? Do you agree that a lot of people have a different outlook? Like they have different energy when it comes to the two.
Well, yeah, because there's different things at stake with different relationships. Like you and I, we don't have to raise a child. We don't.
But okay, take a child out of it. I don't.
But I don't know, man. So the thing about it is like when you have a monogamous relationship with a woman, like there's a huge commitment there, right? It's a commitment to one another. Like, yeah, we're committed to each other and that we keep our word and things like that. But guess what? You have other friends. You have other brothers. So if you and I do get into it, right? There's no like worry from you or me. We're not like paranoid or scared about fighting or bringing up something that bothers us, because at the end of the day, it's not just me and you. You see what I'm saying? You got like, but when you're with your woman, that's it. That's all you got for that brand of that type of relationship. That's all there is. So the risk of it going bad, there's more at stake because you're losing 100% of something.
So that same fact, and I agree with everything that you're saying. Because of that fact, me personally, I'm more forgiving in the intimate setting,
sure,
than the friendship setting, because I have more at stake. Like if I can't figure it out with the person that I share everything with, and I can't trust the person and have loyalty with the person that I share everything with, then who can I trust? You know what I'm saying? Like who do I have loyalty with? You know what I'm saying? That's how I come at it. It's like, bro, because I have so much at stake with this person I'm romantic with, why should I be so harsh on them and so like, I don't know, man. Like, I guess I'm different. I'm cut different.
No, yeah, everybody's different.
But I'm saying, like, when it comes to like Like even just talking about even let's talk about just our relationship. I would never be as hard on you as I am with somebody that I don't really mess with. Like I'm more kind of like I guess checking the boxes with them than I am with you. Like I'm gonna cut you a whole lot more slack because we got a lot more at stake. We got a lot more history. We got a lot more of this, that, and third. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do something that pisses me off, right? And I'm gonna be like, all right, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? We still got these other 100 things that we've gone through that whole weight. Then if this person that I've only known for say a year do that same exact thing, and I probably like, nah, I ain't messing with you no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the opposite of what you're saying. The more I have at stake with a person, the more slack I'm gonna cut that person.
Well, I'm not saying because there's more at stake, people are more strict. I think they're just more sensitive. They're more sensitive to conflict because in the presence of conflict, the risk of losing that is, you know what I'm saying? So if you do something to jeopardize, like, all right, so for instance, say you and I get a advertising contract, right? Mm-hmm. And we both agree on the terms, and we're gonna make $100 an episode. No, we're just gonna make $100, and then we just have to plug the product, right? And then say, I know this wouldn't actually happen, but say you do something on social media, the sponsor sees it and says, oh, never mind, we don't want our shit on your show, we don't want you representing our product. I'm gonna look at you and be like, you dumbass, you screwed us at $100.
Right.
Whatever. If it was $1 million contract and the same thing happened, I'm gonna be a lot more mad because there was a lot more at stake.
And me, okay, this is how I think. I would be upset, right? But at the end of the day, I'll have that split. Like, damn, we just missed out on a meal. But then again, I'd be like, it ain't like Bruce did it on purpose. It's not like Bruce said, "Oh man, I see this $1 million. Fuck that." You know what I'm saying?
Right, and there is something to be said for somebody that does something with that intention, right?
Which I think if I had to put a percentage on it, like 90% of people, if they really mess with you, they're not doing something on purpose to.
I think you're right.
Some type of way.
I think you're right.
So it's like, so for me, like I said, it's like, bro, no matter, I don't know, bro. I guess once again, this goes back to my loyalty to the people that I fool with. Like, it's probably gonna get me killed one day. It's just that I believe that the people that ride with me, if they do something that pisses me off, it's not like they nine times out of 10, or probably 10 times out of 10, you're not doing it. And it's like, oh man, fuck Twan, I'm finna do this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the intent absolutely matters, like you're saying, but so do the results. So like
for me, it's the intent. I don't really care about the results.
Well, you don't really have shit in life without results. Like, in fact, your entire life is just the sum of results. So like,
but I'm saying if I look at the intent, and the intent wasn't malice, then I don't really care about the results. Well,
I hear you, but if you were to get drunk and run into my car, I know you didn't do it on purpose, but it's still a $10,000 bill I got now. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, is it different because, you didn't do it on purpose? Sure, it's not as bad as if you did do it on purpose. That would be worse. Yeah. But like, it's still an issue. Like, you still did a thing that's, and everything should be taken on like a case by case basis because these situations are so nuanced. But generally speaking, yeah, results matter. Like, the results of your actions matter.
Yeah, we're different, man.
Yeah, we are different. That's a fact.
Oh man, somebody asked me, how did I get the way that I am? Like, how did I get to this like benefit of the doubt type? But that's also, oh man, that's the difference between us two. Is I think overall you give people the benefit of the doubt more than I do. But when it comes to people that are close to me, I definitely give like I guess some people would say that over the top benefit of doubt. Like, I think I told you this one time. I said, bro, if you did some messed up shit in front of me, or like in a public setting, and I knew it was messed up, but at that time I'm not gonna tell you that it's messed up. I'm gonna defend you. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're wrong, I'm gonna defend you. But then after we're gonna like, all right, bro, like, why you do that? like you smacked the taste out of that dude's mouth. He ain't even do nothing to you. He just looked at you. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of person I am. Like, we're not gonna talk about it in public, but then when we get behind closed doors, it's like, all right, bro, please don't slap nobody else.
Yeah, that's a good way to approach a lot of things. But again, it's a case by case basis thing. Cause there's a lot of shit that you could do that's fucked up that I'm gonna say, that's my man, so I guess we're gonna be fucked up today, right? And then we're gonna talk offline. But you know, there's also things where I'm gonna be like, oh, you're on that type of time. Yeah, I'm no longer associated with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we
there's
talked about that.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
Yeah,
so
we
like,
talked about that.
So that's another thing I try not to do is like, I don't like making blanket statements. I don't like saying.
It's a very gray area.
Yeah.
Area for, like, nothing is, which I tell people this all the time, which I know you agree with this too. There's no scenario or rules or comment that you can make that I can take a very black and white. Well, I take that back. Most things, there's not a very black and white stance on it. It's all kind of like a gray area. It's like depends on. Okay, well, in this case, then you know what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of things that are like that, but some people try to have that on every case. They try to make everything in life either this or that. Nah, it don't work like that. I think that, mind you, I said there are things that it is very black and white, but I think there's a lot of things where it's kind of gray area. It's kind of like a case by case.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
On another note, have you heard Young Blue's album?
I don't know who that is.
He has a song "Still Mine" with Drake. Things get better over time.
Never heard of him.
I can't play a snippet of his song because we would get canceled.
I listen to. Speaking of, so, I was listening to this.
Anybody that has heard of Young Blue has a song with Drake. Still Mine or Still Yours. I think Still Mine. His album is amazing. He has a bunch of features. His first song on the album is with John Legend. His second, You're Mine Still, featuring Drake. His second song is featuring her. His third song is featuring Moneybagg Yo and Kodak Black.
I don't understand why the fandom for Kodak Black is as hard as it is.
It's
like everybody's got fans, but like Kodak fans.
He from Florida, so Florida.
I don't give a fuck where you're from.
I don't know. Florida, Cali, and New York are the places that, like, no matter who come out there, no matter his damn Timbuktu in the 2-time band, whoever it is that's coming out there that's big, they're gonna ride for him. Whether they music trash or not, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, this Kodak thing is different. I've seen like people clown artists and do all that stuff, but for some reason that Kodak, I think it's because he's Haitian. I think it's the Zoes.
I don't know. I ain't gonna speak on that.
I think it's the Zoes. He's got a big Zoe following, but he's like, he can do no wrong, and I'm like, I can't stand him. I think he makes horrible music, and that's Lamar Jackson's guy. So like, you know what I'm saying? And his voice is annoying. Like, he's just this. Let me drive the boat. Like,
oh man, he Florida all the way, man.
Like, I don't have any issue with him, like, as a man. I don't think there's like anything wrong with it. Although that shit he said to Lauren London was a little foul after Nipsey died, but like,
Yeah, that was out of pocket.
Yeah, but like as a man, I don't have like any ill will towards him. I just think he makes horrible music.
I don't think he makes horrible music. I like some of his music.
Yeah, so I was listening to this one of my new favorite podcasts is called Two Bears, One Cave. It's so funny. But they were talking about Patrice O'Neal, the comedian. Mm-hmm. And I haven't watched it yet, but I guess there's a documentary on him. And he was talking about cancel culture, and he goes, and this is before cancel culture became a thing. This is years ago. And he found out, he said it's not what you do or say that gets you canceled. It's when what you do or say contradicts who you put yourself out there to be. So Pee Wee Herman was a jack off in a porn theater type of dude who portrayed himself to be a jovial, friendly, for the kids type of dude. So that's why he got canceled. He says, I'm a jack off in the back of the theater type of dude, and I want jack off in the theater type of dudes to be riding with me till the motherfucking wheels fall off. So like if you don't so that's why like people who are just like constantly, saying some fucked up shit while they still have a platform is because they never claimed to be anything else. Like when you come to me, this is what you're gonna get. So long as you're honest about it. And I thought that was really interesting because like Kevin Hart, he does family movies and all this stuff, and he's he's very motivational and all that stuff. But that's why it was so shocking to so many people when they pulled up those tweets from 10 years ago before he did the Oscars.
Yes, Oscars.
That's why, because it contradicted who he is now. So
which I think that's where cancel culture annoys me, because I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago. People are allowed to evolve and change. So I don't think that because, okay, at one point I was this say anything, do blah, 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 judge, blah, 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 and then now 5 or a year later, I'm thinking a different way. People are allowed to evolve and change. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people have to be shoved into this box and they have to stay in that box, bro. Like, why can't my mind evolve and change with the times? I mean, the thinking of society changes. At one point, this wasn't cool, this wasn't okay, people weren't allowed to say this, and then now we evolved to where people are allowed to do these things, and people. So it's like, okay, overall society changed, but what? I can't change. So that's why I have a problem with cancel society. Is that they hold, and I say they, which is, I don't know, society. Society holds this thing above people's heads because they were this way at some point in their life, and then they change because they had a family or they had that experience. Like a lot of people don't think a certain way because that's not their reality. That's not their truth, right? They don't see the struggle of this group or this type of thing because they have never had the experience. They have never had the experience money, or they never had the experience not having money. Whatever scenario you want to use. So it's not their truth. But then once it becomes their truth, they're like, oh shit, dude, I see what it means. Like, I understand why people think this way or why people have empathy and sympathy.
It's funny you say that because there's I was listening to a podcast. It was one of the Joe Rogan podcasts. He's talking to like an author or a journalist or something, and they were saying how like they were talking to trans people, trans men, and they're saying when they went through hormone therapy, as women, when they were women, they just like the way they viewed men, like, oh, you guys are pigs, you only care about one thing, da 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 da, and then they came out as trans and they started to go through these hormonal therapies, so they started getting these testosterone injections, and then that hit them, and they're like, oh, I get it, this is why men are like this. like trans men are like, I look at all women like meat now, like, right, they're like, it's like a carnal instinct to just want to breed all the time.
Right.
Like that's what's always happening in our heads, and it's like, and because it can drive people to do some fucked up things. We have to we have to keep it in check, and it's people think it's not people, but women think it's just like I just want to be a dick to get what I want, right? Mm-hmm. Which there are people like that, but no, it's like a chemical thing in our brains that is like saying impregnate as many people as you possibly can and spread your seed to the end of time, and it's a chemical that does that to us. Like that's what testosterone does. So I thought that was funny because it just relates to you don't understand it until you're a part of it.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with everything you said about cancel culture. That wasn't the point I was making. I was just saying, like...
Oh, my bad.
The point I was making...
that wasn't what I was trying to say, but... I mean, you took it and ran with it, but okay.
No, the point I was making is that he was making a good point. Because people are quick to say, and I've been quick to say, mm-hmm. Oh, anything will get you canceled, right?
Okay.
But the point he makes, I think, is valid because, like, it is when you do something contradictory to your persona, mm-hmm. right? Unless it's something illegal, right? Like Harvey Weinstein, fucking slinging dick for roles, like, and raping women, or Bill Cosby, or whoever. Name your predator. But when it comes to like just words, people that get canceled over words or statements they make or views, usually it's because it contradicts who they portray themselves to be.
Which is one of my worst fears because there's so many layers to who I am that I know at some point I'm going to say something that contradicts something I said before.
Oh yeah, you do it all the time.
Yeah, because there's a couple of things. One, it depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah. Right.
And then two, like I said, there's so many layers to me and so many scenarios that is like a grayish area with me. So it's like I definitely say a lot of stuff that contradict me.
Yeah.
That someone can be like, oh,
that's another reason why I don't.
It's like, all right, whatever. I don't really.
That's another reason why I try not to. One of my favorite book I ever read, one of the things it said is, tell the truth, or at least don't lie. So, sometimes you don't know the truth, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't know the truth about yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's where that part, at least don't lie, comes in, right? And don't say anything that you know to be untrue. So I want my word. I'm careful about I'm careful about painting myself with words, because the second you do that, you're making a box for yourself. You're making a gray sheet for other people to hold you accountable to. So like I try not to vocalize things about myself unless I know for a fact it's concrete and it's unwaverable, or unless I know for a fact that if I do get called out on it, I'm humble enough to say I wasn't at my best, I fucked up, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
I vocalize stuff about myself just because I'm trying to create transparency. I don't want.
Well, a lot. I mean, it's good that you do that because that's how you figure shit out, right? You can only take an idea or a thought or a concept so far in your head, right? You need to vocalize things. You need to be able to sound like an idiot. You need to be able to risk saying the wrong thing, because that's how you get to where you need to be. Like if you can't say what's on your mind, then you'll never have a fully developed thought. Like you need that conversation, right? Not you just need to hear how it sounds when you say it out loud. This is seriously
right.
like
bro,
how many times?
Sometimes like, bro, did you hear yourself just now?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But in your head, it's like what, right? Yeah. Or two, you need to say it around people that you trust, so they can say, "Hey, I don't think this is it, Chief. Like, that's not it. Right? Or you need somebody around to say, that's fire.
You on to something.
You on to something. Right? So you have to be able to vocalize it. I talk a lot, but I try not to talk about me. Which is a very funny statement because I'm saying that I try not to talk about me while talking about me, right? So like, that statement is literally doing what it claims it doesn't. It's a paradox.
Hey, bro, you on to something.
I was listening to this Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of my favorite humans ever, and he's so fucking brilliant, man. He was talking about questions that have no meaning, and this goes back to being a critical thinker, right? Everybody thinks if I ask questions and I'm skeptical, that makes you a critical thinker and an independent thinker, and that is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But being a critical thinker is also knowing what questions not to ask because they have no meaning.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you go and you stand at the tippy top of the North Pole, you don't say which way is north, because everywhere you look is south. Everywhere. So you don't say which way is north. You don't say what kind of cheese is the moon made out of. You see what I'm saying? Like, these questions that you can, that they work as sentences. Like, they're proper sentences, they're put together properly and correctly, but like, they have no meaning. And then he was talking about that, and the thing I found was interesting is, imagine you're in Pinocchio's universe. So how does Pinocchio's nose grow?
When he lies.
Okay, so when he tells the truth, oh shit, that's probably not going to sound good. So when he tells the truth, nothing happens, right?
Right.
So what does Pinocchio's nose do when Pinocchio says, my nose is about to grow?
Probably nothing.
Well, then he lied. But if it grows, he told the truth. So it's a fool, right?
Oh.
Right? And it's just
hits the blunt.
It's just these little thought experiments. Like, people think they act all woke and smart, and they graduated from YouTube University, and they ask these questions that sound profound. Like, if you ever watch a flat Earth video on YouTube, like, some of them sound smart. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that they were idiots, like if you didn't know any better, like if you just appeared on Earth, you had no idea what a planet was, and you just watch this video, oh well, yeah, I guess, you know, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, right? But nothing they say actually makes sense because it's all rooted in lies.
The funny part is that you've actually watched a flat earther.
Yeah, there was a documentary on Netflix about the Flat Earth Society. And what they did is, it wasn't like a documentary trying to convince you the Earth is flat. It was just a documentary studying people who devote their lives to being flat earthers. And they'll bring in like astrophysicists and astronauts who've like actually been to outer space and seen the globe, and like talk to them. I couldn't finish it because I got so angry. So angry.
I would have never watched it in the first place, but
so angry because there's nothing more annoying than someone like saying something, whether it's making a statement or asking a question, but saying it in a way where it's like, ha, gotcha. But it's like, no, the fuck you didn't, because what you just said makes no sense.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, like that, man. I don't know how the hell we got on this topic.
I don't know. But good episode.
Yeah.
Was it 15?
15.
15.
15.
15 of them.
15 of them things.
15 of them things.
Hey, send a link to somebody random. See if they like it.
Tell your mama, your auntie, your girlfriend, your wife. Let your kids watch it.
Don't let your kids watch this one.
No, let your kids watch
I said cunt earlier. And again, just now. So, all right.
That's a white people word.
Okay. Oh, never mind. All right.